Battlefield 1 beta, what I thought of it, what I think could be adjusted, if I think anything could be adjusted. As I said, it is 6:30 in the morning. That's probably the reason why I sound a little tired. Went to bed at 11 last night, hoping I could play some beta. Looks like they closed it early. Anyway, what I thought about Battlefield 1 beta. Honestly, it was actually really cool. I did not like the fact that they made the only map available, the desert map. I think it was a little too big for the beta. But oh well. I think though that they made one hell of a game. I think Call of Duty's fucked. I think Call of Duty's just done after playing the beta. Hopefully we'll load into a match here, or try to get people that are online. I don't know anybody that's gonna be online right now. But honestly, to me the beta was worth the 8 gigs or whatever it was to download. But the only thing I'd work on is how big the maps are. I mean, that's the main thing. And there's just a few little tweaks. Some of the you won't be able to see it. I'm pretty sure if you watch any of my Battlefield 1 live streams, probably won't be able to see any of it. Play Terrorist Hunt instead of a match. Excuse me. So, the graphics were amazing in general. Like I said though, they probably could fix some of the playing graphics. They weren't necessarily choppy. I guess I used choppy way too loosely. They were just kind of like spazzy. They kind of
eliminate the terrorists.
You get in a plane and your plane would kind of like your plane would like be completely like loaded in, but when you like zoom out or anything by clicking R3, you would have the unfortunate event of kind of not being behind your plane, but kind of being, I don't know, like your person would seem like he would be kind of not pixelated, but not perfectly loaded. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It's early in the morning, so sorry about this, guys. However, I loved the light tank. I think the light tank was my favorite tank, or vehicle besides the planes. On top of that, you're also talking about yesterday I had one hell of a match when I got on and I started live streaming. I went like 40 something and like 6 or something like that. I had a ridiculous amount of kills. Pretty much all of them except for maybe like 5 were from the light tank. I wish the land ship. Wow, my aim is terrible. I wish the land ship was way more. You could have more guns on it. Like with the light tank, you kind of have the option to give it a howitzer. Whereas the land ship, the packages for the land ship are right. I wasn't too impressed with the land ship. The transport heavy tank, whatever the hell that thing was, feel like that was one of those things that they just put in the game. They could maybe update that more. Although I guess they listened to me in one of my live streams, because the update they did for the beta, they made it where if you're crouching, if you're crouching with one of your guns, with either the pistol or your primary, you can literally press the sprint button and make it where you run. Now, I wish they would have done that with all the weapons, because you've got, obviously you got the grenades and you've got all that shit. That would have been ideal. I'm probably gonna die. Let me focus. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna die. Now, however cool it may seem that, EA and DICE and all them have really, come out with a great game, there's not a ton wrong with it, surprisingly. Now, it's obviously a beta, so there are things that are gonna have issues, but as far as the game itself goes, I think I've already said this like 20,000 times, it's gonna beat the shit out of Call of Duty. Call of Duty has no shot. Sorry to all you fanboys of Call of Duty, but Call of Duty is about to go bye-bye. Call of Duty, as I've said before, is one of my all-time favorite games. Obviously, I like some more than others. I loved Advanced Warfare. Everybody's gonna hate me for it, but I loved Advanced Warfare. I wish I would have live streamed some of that shit. I sucked at it, just like I do every Call of Duty, but I did have some pretty good games. But overall, I think Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 1, there's not much to say. It's an amazing game. It has a great dynamic for the maps. For the map that everybody got to play. The dust storm, the fog, the rain. The scale's a little too big, as I've said, but I think the cool thing about us playing everybody being able to play the desert map was the fact that they included the train. I wish, though, that the train wasn't so vulnerable. They've only got that flat gun on it and the artillery piece that fires like one shell every like 20 minutes pretty much. But if they could have added like maybe one more gun, instead of like 3 machine guns, a driver, and the flak and the artillery, if they would have added one more big gun, I would have loved it. I would have played in that train all the damn time. I probably would have ended up switching teams just to play in the train. But as for the whole map itself, I'm sure they're gonna have maps that are way smaller than what they had. But Battlefield is known for having decently big maps. They're not ones to stay away from big maps. Call of Duty hates big maps. Players of Call of Duty hate big maps. I am okay with a big map. I'm not okay with a map the size of the desert. Now, if that stays, which I'm sure it will, because you don't put out a beta for one level and use your trailer and all that, and do all that. That's different. But again, I'm not a fan of the ridiculously large map. It was a fun map. Don't get me wrong; it was an amazing map. Um, I don't know what to say about it. It was again great dynamics. The fact that they made it where you could really get into some vehicle warfare, and you could get bombers versus tanks or planes versus tanks. I loved that. I loved the fact that um, they didn't stray away from that, and that is kind of classic Battlefield, actually. When you think about it, classic Battlefield is vehicular warfare. It's not really like Call of Duty where you've got the huge, PvP stuff like that. It's vehicular warfare. It's jets versus helicopters. It's tanks versus APCs and stuff like that. But um, honestly, I loved that they didn't stay away from that. I think they do have some problems. The bombers are way too slow. They're a great concept. Don't get me wrong. They're a amazing concept. They're probably my. They're up. They're tied with the attack. With the attack plane is my favorite plane. The problem is, you're talking about a plane that only has two engines. That's got thousands of pounds of explosives, and it goes way too slow. I think if they would have made it where you could have the option, like if they had a package for the bomber where you could have more engines or where it could go faster, that would be better. I think that in itself would be better. Now, I will say that the bomb itself, the bombs, like the actual bombs, I think do ton, a ton of unnecessary damage. But unnecessary damage is always fun. I loved, loved that the bomber and even the attack plane with the tank buster and the other package. What was it? The ground attack or whatever it was. The default one. I think that was pretty cool. I think the amount of explosives and things you could do with the bombers was pretty badass. And the fact that the Firestorm, I love the Firestorm package on the bomber, where you pretty much just drop a shit ton of incendiaries and hope for the best, which hoping for the best literally got you the ability to fuck people up. Literally just massacre people. Like, no joke. They did a great job on including that, and I think that is one of the coolest things they could have done. Was to include that Firestorm. I know a lot of people are probably gonna hate me because I kind of fucked a lot of people up with it, but honestly, when you think about it, that Firestorm thing, that fucks everybody's day up. I can't say much more about it. I think it was one of the coolest things they could have done in this game. And especially for a plane that goes so slow, to firebomb the shit out of somebody was just insanely cool. I think it was one of the most insane things they could have added. As for the other two planes, you have the fighter and the attack. The fighter plane I wasn't really impressed with. I think the fighter plane was one of those things that like they thought would be a great idea. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful idea. I just wouldn't use the stupid thing. I'm not a fan of the fighter plane. I'd probably use the attack plane with the tank buster. If you manage to line somebody up in a plane with that tank buster package, and you get them in a, you're in a plane to plane battle, and you've got that freaking tank buster gun on it. Oh, that's the end of them, man. Their day's about to get ruined. That tank buster does a ton of damage. Just the gun itself, not just leave out the bombs, but the frickin' tank buster itself, the gun, and just the ridiculous amount of power that thing has. It does way too much damage. I think that's going to be the favorite of anybody that gets his game. Honestly, I took out a ton of planes with that stupid thing. It was fun though. I think I got a message from somebody on one of the times I didn't live stream. I think I got a message from somebody pissed off because I kept blowing him up, and I had the tank buster package on it. He finally got fed up and messaged me. But honestly, that tank buster package, God, that is my favorite thing. I will never get over that. As for the fighter plane, my favorite package would have to be would definitely have to be the what is it, the bomb buster, whatever it is. I think the infantry one, or the trench fighter, I'm pretty sure it's called. I think that didn't do a lot to infantry. It said it was more geared towards infantry. I can see that. Like, I can see it doing enough damage to ruin somebody's night, but to me it really didn't do a lot. I don't know. It's just, to me, if I'm more of a I'm more of a kind of guy that is totally into, if it says it's gonna do something, it better freaking do it. But the fighter plane in general, I wasn't a fan of. I think they could tweak it a little bit. I think they could make it where you don't have so much speed. I mean, that's stupid to say, but the speed on that thing's ridiculous. And I don't have a problem with it going so fast. It's just when you get damaged, it still goes super fast. And yeah, triplanes back then went ridiculously fast, but to me it's like it just, if you got your wings damaged or something and you had to fix them, you pretty much had to stall out your plane in order to not crash and have time to fix it. I mean, you had to go straight up in the air and be vulnerable while you're trying to fix your stupid thing. And as much as I found the fighter plane really effective, because you could not shake that stupid thing. You could not. That thing would not get off your ass. I feel like the fighter plane though left a lot to be desired. It was a great idea to include it, and I'm sure tons of people enjoyed it. I'm not one of those people. I think it was just too fast. That's really my only complaint. Was it was this way too fast, and you know, I've always been a player that is okay with speed in vehicles, but it has to balance out. You can't have a super fast vehicle that you can't shake without having another super fast vehicle that can either match it or, which I guess would be the fighter plane. I mean, fighter plane versus fighter plane makes a ton of sense. But I've never once been a fan of, like, when you get jets versus helicopters. The helicopters have the advantage pretty much because they can go up and down by pressing a button. You don't need to pull a stick back and all that garbage. But talking about equaling things out, I wish you could have more vehicles in the playing field. I think starting out 3 planes, a lot of people are going to be disappointed that with the regular game because everybody's going to want the different plane styles. And I don't know if they're going to include other types of planes. I'm sure they're going to stick with the basic 3. It's better than only having like two jets and not being able to do anything with them. Hashtag Battlefield 4. But honestly, I don't feel like they made the most possible vehicles you could have on the map. Now, of course, you do have the bomber has 3 people, and the attack plane only has 2. But again, you're talking about vehicles that aren't necessarily super fast. Now, the tanks, on the other hand, I think one of the tanks, you can have like 7 people in the stupid thing. You got a driver and like 6 other people firing out of the stupid guns. The light tank and the fighter, I think, are great concepts for where you have one person. I love that. I love being able to, if I want, being able to kind of do my own thing. I mean, I got all those ridiculous kills on that live stream yesterday in the light tank, and that thing, I wasn't super impressed with like the second or third day whenever I first used it, but honestly, I loved that tank. I think that tank is the coolest thing ever. It looks kind of funky, but unlike the other 2, you can actually turn the turret. I wish. Now I know this is not even World War One, but well, light tank wasn't even in World War One. I wish they made another tank that was like an APC in Battlefield 4, but you could turn it'd be like the heavy tank, but you could actually turn a turret. I think that would be cool. I think that would be completely a good idea. But I mean, honestly, Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1 both are putting Call of Duty to shame. Now, as for the equipment in Battlefield 1, I wish you could level up faster. Everybody was talking about how you can't really level up that quick with your kits in Battlefield 1. I think they have a point. I think they could update that to the point where, they don't make it where you have to play forever, because I only ranked up twice with 2 different classes. I went from like level 1 on medic to like level 2 or 3, and I went from level 1 with assault to like level 2 with the assault. Now, as for the grenades, I think the grenades can stay. I love the gas grenade. It is probably going to be the most used grenade. I said in an earlier live stream it was like day 5 or something like that of the beta being out. The gas grenade is effective. It makes a ton of enemies fucked up, and it also is surprising as fuck. The gas grenade will ruin your day. That's all there is to it. The frag grenade and the gas grenade are gonna be the most used grenades. The frag grenade does a ton of damage. The gas grenade does a ton of surprising. It's great if you're in a building, which I'm sure they're gonna do a lot of in Battlefield 1. As for the other grenades, I didn't really use any other grenades. I tried the light anti-tank grenade. I think it was garbage. They could probably up the damage on it. If it's a tank grenade, chances are it's gonna screw up infantry. The light anti-tank grenade didn't really do much to infantry. I died by it a couple times, but you gotta be like right on top of it. Now, as for the melee weapons, if anybody watched my live streams the last couple days, you'll know I fucked people up with the Spike Club, and that's the one that they're showing in the trailers and all that fun stuff. That freaking melee weapon will end your night. It is so annoying to get hit with. I didn't get hit with one, but I'm pretty sure the people that I hit were not pleased that I fucked their day up. Now, as for the other melee weapons, I think the shovel is by far the funniest one. I saw a guy get shoveled in the back of the head. It's just funny to watch somebody get meleeed with a shovel. As for the club, which I'm sure is the basic one, I'm not a fan of it, to be honest. I think the club is it's a cool concept, but yeah, I mean, it's a club. There's not much I can say about that. But as for the
10 seconds remaining.
As for the other melee weapons, you got the pickaxe. I think the trench knife should do way more damage than it does. I think it does way too little damage, and it's kind of annoying. I think the trench knife is probably one of the most popular ones. I know I died a lot from it, but why it does such little damage. And I don't know, I just feel like the trench knife is kind of garbage. But as for the other melee weapons, I use the pickaxe a little bit. I think the pickaxe could be swung a hell of a lot faster than it was, or than it was actually able to be swung. And yeah, it's just that simple. I think the pickaxe, great concept. I loved it. I used it a lot. But I think the pickaxe could have been one of those things that really just it could fuck your day up, but it wasn't really that entertaining to use. It wasn't like the Spike Club, because when you Spike Club somebody in the back of the head, that is super entertaining. What are you doing? You're fucking dog, you. That's what I thought. God, I have idiots on my team. Oh shit. As for the oh shit. As for the um, as for the what was it? What was the other one I got to use? Not the club. What was another one? I can't remember. Oh, the I can't remember. Fuck it. Anyway, there was another one I used. I remember what it was. As for the weapons themselves, I think my favorite was the MP 1918 Trench Experimental. That motherfucker, 3-round burst, that thing would fuck you up. It had amazing accuracy. Its damage was, I mean, normal, roughly, but I think that gun was badass as fuck. I loved that gun. For the medic guns, I think the Monda Dragon or whatever it's called, I think that's my favorite. I loved all the artillery guns. I think the artillery versions of the guns with the like makeshift red dot sights and all that, those are pretty badass. I loved the artillery versions with the foregrips and all that stuff. It had kind of a modern feel to it.
15 seconds left.
As for
10 seconds to go.
hold on.
5 seconds remaining. One friendly operator remaining. Op 4 has placed a diffuser near a bomb. Destroy it.
Okay,
Mission
I got
failed.
fucked.
All friendlies were eliminated.
As for the snipers, I think they're gonna be way overused. The snipers are like hardcore OP as fuck. No, the flamethrower guy. I'm gonna switch topics here. The flamethrower guy, the machine gun guy, and the specialty sniper thing you could get at Objective V if you played the beta. Those were kind of OP. I loved how badass the flamethrower guy was. I played as him like a couple times. I got like 1 or 2 kills with him total. But that motherfucker does not die. You have to like stab that guy or blow him up. He can take hits. I hope that they make that guy a thing, like just a normal thing. But I guess to end this live stream on a passionate or good note, whatever you want to call this. Here's some key points. Battlefield 1 is worth getting. I'm not saying that because I'm hyped up. I'm saying that because it's true. Call of Duty, I don't know what they're doing. I think they're just trying to make as much money as they can. People are going to pay the $80 to get Infinite Warfare and the remastered version of Modern Warfare 1. I can't really blame Call of Duty for wanting to make money like that. I think it's low, and I think it's ignorant, and I think it just opened the door for EA, Battlefield, and DICE to rip Call of Duty open and make them their bitch. I think Activision used to be an amazing company. They made amazing games. Call of Duty up till Black Ops 3 was the pinnacle of multiplayer. You couldn't really argue that Battlefield was gonna ever beat out Call of Duty. They would always compete, obviously. You can never make a definitive Call of Duty's gonna do this or Battlefield's gonna do that. It's always been one's better than the other, but it has its flaws. I think Activision's gonna get their ass kicked. I think DICE and EA took Call of Duty's fans and what they wanted and looked at all the videos, all the Instagram comments, everything, and said, well, Activision, your fans that want this, it was nice knowing you. You guys are fucked. And I think Activision is out of their goddamn mind. I think Activision is a money whore. I mean, they made the Tony Hawk games. Tony Hawk 5 was garbage. My friend played it. He said, whatever you do, don't get it. I don't know anybody that wants to buy Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 that should have ended at, like, whatever the last one before that was. I don't know what Activision is doing, but they're not making any damn sense. And, honestly, I find it retarded that they are so money hungry. And well, that was wonderful. My aim sucks, by the way. It's early in the morning. That's my excuse. I think Call of Duty's fucked. That's my main point. Call of Duty is fucked. They are going to get fucked. Call of Duty and Activision are about to lose a ton of fans. Battlefield just listened to Call of Duty's fans. They didn't even need to actually release like a game that would end Call of Duty. They could just release something stupid and Battlefield-like, but they didn't. They released a game that is gonna bend Call of Duty over and make it call Battlefield its daddy. And on another note, I think Call of Duty might have, you know, a winner in producing Modern Warfare 1 Remastered. I think Infinity Ward is retarded, though. I think they're just, oh my god, I thought he's gonna ace, damn! I think Call of Duty makes a ton of sense in the fact that they thought they had a good game until they released the trailer for the first one, or the trailer for the first, or the first trailer for Infinite Warfare. I think they had a great idea until they released that. If they would have kept that under wraps, they would have been fine. Multiplayer looks a ton like Destiny. I think Call of Duty just ripped off 3 games. They got the USAC. That's like a hack of the UAC or whatever it is from Doom, and the UNSC or whatever the fuck it is from Halo. And their multiplayer looks like fucking looks like Destiny. Like, what the fuck is Call of Duty doing? If you haven't seen the multiplayer trailer for Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, just go watch the multiplayer trailer for Destiny. That's all you need to do. Trust me. And then after you watch that, go watch the Infinite Warfare trailer. You'll laugh your ass off. You'll think it was the stupidest thing alive. Which kind of was. I don't know what to tell you. I think Call of Duty just ran out of things to create, so they decided they're gonna steal from Destiny and Halo and all that shit. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen there, but honestly, Call of Duty is stupid. I feel like Call of Duty used to make original games, now they just fuck shit up. They just fucked up their entire fan base. They kind of said fuck you to them. And I don't know. I feel like Call of Duty's about to get fucked up, man. They're just retards. They have they apparently don't have any original ideas. And honestly, they need to create some original ideas because they're about to get fucking ass fucked. Anyway, to end this live stream, because I'm getting fucked up, my aim is terrible, and I'm about to go to Starbucks because I'm a basic white bitch. That was a joke, by the way. Not the Starbucks part, the basic white bitch part. To end this live stream, in conclusion, Battlefield 1 is worth getting. In my opinion, it is going to be one of the best games of the year. And honestly, it's gonna be good.
All friendlies were eliminated.
Right now, I'd give it a 9 point. I already early rated it at 9.6. I'm gonna go up 0.2 points. I'm gonna give it 9.8. I think with that update they fixed a lot of cool things that kind of were Battlefield-esque. But honestly, I cannot wait to see what they do next. So I might live stream later today with some homies. They're all at work and school and shit, but I might. But as always, like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you want, share it. I don't care. I'm not about the likes or any of that. I just see this shit for fun. I don't do it to make money. I don't do it to impress anybody. I don't do it because it's, you know, I just do it for people to see a different point of view. But yeah, anyway, I'll be on all day probably. I mean, it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why the fuck I'm up. But, anyway, hope you all have a wonderful day. And, see y'all later.